Hello, good morning. Oh yeah, look, I made it. I made it work. This is amazing. Hello everybody, I'm so excited to see you. Very, very excited to see you. I'm Craig Ballantyne. I shouldn't have to and ah about that. My name is Craig Ballantyne. I'm the author of this book, The Perfect Day Formula. So welcome. Hi, Stacy. Great to see you on here. It's really, really awesome to connect again. Really, really appreciate Holly. Hello. I haven't heard from you in a while. Lucy, nice to meet you. Very great to meet everybody here today. So Shanda the Panda. I always have to say Shanda the Panda because otherwise I forget her name is Shanda and I call her Shanda. So Shanda the Panda allowed me to be here. Good morning from London, Ontario. Hi, Kim. I'm in New York City. So please let me know where you are tuning in from, first of all. I'd love to hear from people in exotic places. That's always a good time. So also give me a thumbs up or a, hey, the audio is great because I forgot my mic and hopefully this is good. And it's also not coffee with Craig because I've never had a coffee before in my life. So, hey, Allie. So it's water flow, carton of water with Craig, okay? So that is what our show is called today, Carton of Water with Craig. And hi, Susan from New York. Yes, I'm right downtown in Times Square doing a mastermind today. So this is my book. Hopefully you have this. It's amazing. If I do say so myself, us Canadians are very humble. So we're going to have a great time. This is so awesome. Look at all the people on here. My goodness. Exotic St. Joseph, Missouri. I love it. I love it. I love it. Solana Beach. Yes, I've tasted coffee because I drink Black Russians, which have Kahlua in them, which tastes like coffee, but I've never had a coffee before. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. What we're going to do is we're going to go through what I call the second pillar of coaching. And those three pillars, and this is great. You're going to be able to use this with your clients. You're going to be able to use this mentality. You're going to say, hey, here are the three things that you need in your business, because they're also the same three things that you are getting in your life and in this program with Shanda and her team. So it's really, really awesome. And the three pillars, you might want to write this down, but the three pillars of coaching are clarity first. Number one is clarity. That's what you as a coach give. That's what Shanda gives you with her program, clarity. Because, hey, listen, we are all high energetic, intelligent people. And so are most of our clients, right? But why do they struggle? Why do they struggle? It's because they don't have clarity of path. Yeah, but when you get clarity of path, and if you have clarity of path because of Shanda, give me a thumbs up or say yes, you know what it's like to finally be on the fast track to success. So, for example, when I do coaching, what I tell people, and I use this little analogy. I don't even know why my earphones are in, but I'll leave them in. I use this little analogy that most high performers are like race cars with their wheels stuck in the mud right off the side of the track. And then a great coach comes along. It doesn't matter if you're in health and wellness. It doesn't matter if you're in business coaching. It doesn't matter if you're a dating coach. But you have all these people, these clients of yours, they're spinning their wheels stuck in the mud because they don't have your clarity of path. And then as a coach, you come along and all you do with your expertise and your outside eyes, which are so powerful, is you come along, you pick up that race car and you put it on the track. And the next thing you know, they're going 200 miles an hour down the road and they're super successful. But that brings us to the second point, which is what we're going to cover today, which is direction of action. Because imagine if somebody got picked up, turned around and went the wrong way, they would be, first of all, they'd be very dangerous. But second of all, they'd be going the wrong way, like planes, trains, and automobiles for all people from my generation. A little bit of a funny joke there. So you'd be going the wrong way. And a lot of people become really productive at the wrong things in life. And you might have felt like that at some point in your life. You might see that in your clients. You might see that in your children. Maybe they're really awesome at video games, which I guess used to not be helpful in life, but maybe they'll get a contract in esports or something. But most people are really productive, really successful at the wrong things because their direction of action is wrong. So we're going to cover that today. And then the third pillar of coaching success that you get through your programs here, your Facebook groups, is accountability. Accountability is the secret ingredient to success. but there's actually a secret ingredient to the secret ingredient of success. And I want you to write this down, or just make a note to come back and watch this part, or somebody put it in the comments, because it's a really important quote. It's one that I discovered in the last 2 years that's made all the difference in my life and my success. And with accountability, you must be accountable to somebody that you deeply do not want to disappoint. You must be accountable to somebody that you deeply do not want to disappoint. Now, fortunately for so many of us, we have Shanda and we don't want to let her down, or we have the coaches inside the program. And in your business, you need to be that accountability that your clients look up and they go, oh, I do not want to disappoint Kim or Allie or Mary. I don't want to disappoint my coach. When you have that relationship, they will do everything you say. They will become super successful. You'll have more success stories, and your business will really be on the fast track to success. So just a quick intro: clarity of path, direction of action, and accountability. And accountability are the 3 pillars to great coaching. Now, what we're going to cover today is the second pillar, which is direction of action. So what I do in my coaching programs is I take people through, I have these workshops anyways. There's a lot of work done before this point. This happens about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but maybe you can take a screenshot of this, or I can send this out later. But this is direction of action, okay? This is not in the book. This is like the next level of the book. So Perfect Day Formula helps you, the Perfect Day Formula book helps you get vision for your life. It helps build rules and structure around your success, and it helps you make better habits to transform your life. But this is very, very detailed. So Shanda came to a one-on-one coaching day with me, and if you had ever met her, about 2 years ago, you knew she was super successful. You knew she was busy as heck. And you may have heard her talk about how she was a little bit struggling with her time around the afternoons with Zach. And, much like anybody's pain point in life, we get to a point where it's a tipping point, it's a breaking point. And she got really frustrated. She said sometimes she would find herself crying, walking, Zach on the beach. And it was really frustrating for her. And she was like, I know this guy, Craig Ballantyne, who's super productive, super disciplined with his days, and he's the kind of guy who might be able to lay down the law for me. And so what we did was we met in, I think we met in Del Mar, we met in Del Mar. It was amazing down there, so I can see why she lives in that area. And we did a day where we basically, she was up here doing all these things. By the end of the day, we had narrowed her focus down. We gave her the right direction of action, just like you give your clients the right direction of action, whatever industry you're in. And it's through that direction of action that you become so focused. And she's had incredible gains since then. Certainly it's because of her brilliance and her marketing and her plans, but it's like, you had the old magnifying glass. Have you ever seen cartoons with that? And they put the magnifying glass under the sun and it focuses the rays. And that's what I want for you to have in your business, in your life. So I'm showing you only the professional one, but we also do a 90-day plan for your personal life as well. And so you should do this obviously every 90 days. And it will help you walk through exactly what you want in life. So we got that clarity of path. Okay, Shanda says we're going to do this list building summit. We're going to get coaching clients. We know exactly where we want to go. Now we need to break it down. I call this reverse goal setting. It's a little bit different than what most people do. They think, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. That means I have to stop doing this now. I have to stop doing this now. Okay, great. That's a lot of sacrifice. Now, if we back it out the other way and we say, okay, we want to lose 20 pounds, what's the first thing, or where do we need to be in 10 weeks if we want to lose 20 pounds in 12 weeks? Well, we need to be down 10 pounds. Okay, we need to be down 8 pounds in 8 weeks, and so on and so forth. And you back it out, and it makes the first steps a whole lot easier. Instead of thinking, oh my goodness, in 10 weeks, I need to lose 20 pounds, or 12 weeks, that means I have to stop eating all my favorite foods right now. Well, you don't need to do that. You just back it out and you go, okay, in 12 weeks, that means in 10 weeks, I only need to, I need to lose this many pounds and this many pounds, and it becomes much more manageable. And so that's really the bottom line here. So I'm going to walk you through this. Again, it's not coffee with Craig because I don't drink coffee, but I do try not to drink out of plastic bottles. So it's carton of water with Craig Day. And so I'll show you this blank screen page. And on this side, we have something called your 90-day outcome goal. And I actually have one that I fill out and I show everybody. These are my goals for filling a coaching program. So you'll find that very helpful when I send those over. I'll send them to Kelly or Nadia or somebody like that. And so what we do is we pick a process goal, an outcome goal. And what that means is, yeah, Stacy, you went through the program. The form is powerful because it just takes all the clutter that high performers have in their head, because you have this opportunity and you have that opportunity, and you have your family and you have your self-care and all that stuff. And you're like racing around going, oh my goodness, how do I do all of this? That's what this page is all about. So in the top left-hand corner, you might be able to draw along with me here. In the top left-hand corner, you'll put together your 90-day outcome goal. This is a numbers-based goal. This might be getting 100 coaching clients in 90 days. It might be filling a 10-person live mastermind group. It might be, getting 1,000 people on your email list. Whatever it is, that's your outcome goal. Now, just like Mrs. Jones, who would come to me in the gym back in the day, and she would say, Craig, I want to lose 20 pounds. Well, I did not control the scale, okay? What Mrs. Jones and I could control, though, are what we call process goals, okay? Process goals are your action steps. So Mrs. Jones would come to me and say, I want to lose 20 pounds. And I go, okay, Mrs. Jones, I can totally help you do that. I've helped thousands of people do that, hundreds of thousands of people online. And so Mrs. Jones, you'll need to do 3 action steps. And if you do these 3 action steps, Mrs. Jones, you will be super successful. You'll get as close to your goal, maybe even exceed it. And so, Mrs. Jones, you need to go to my Fit Body Boot Camp 3 times a week. You need to follow this nutrition program every day of the week, except, for one reward meal. And then you need to drink 3 liters of water every day. Mrs. Jones, if you can do those 3 process goals, those 3 action steps, you will be very, very successful on this weight loss journey towards your outcome goal. And so now, if we're trying to do that in our business, what you do is you say, okay, in order to get, and I'll use my example. So in order to get 35 clients into my mastermind group, and I was doing this at my retreat last year in November, well, what are the 3 biggest action steps that I need to do? Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. Good morning to everybody. Again, I'm very pragmatic, and I kind of give a lot of information. So if you need me to slow down, just say, hey, buddy, first of all, we can't understand your Canadian accent. You're saying a boot and we don't get it. Just tell me to slow down. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep on going because I love teaching and helping you out here. So if I want to get 35 clients into my mastermind group, the biggest thing, the first process goal is for me to have a big event and sell from the stage. The second thing is to go through all of my contacts, my prospects, people that know me, people that are really good fits, and send them an email to get them on some type of coaching call, which will then lead, or consultation call, which will then lead to them joining the group. And then I also send out print newsletters. And I know that some of you get my print newsletters. I know Stacy gets it. I know Carrie gets it. Carrie Tepedino gets it. I know that there's a lot of people that get the print newsletter. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Yes, Lisa, fellow Canadian. Awesome. Fellow Canadian down here in America. And so those 3 things, if I have a big event and I sell from the stage, and if I contact all the people who I know are a good fit in my Rolodex, who will appreciate me hearing from me, and yes, Holly, you get it too. Awesome. You get the print newsletter. And then if I also send out my print newsletters, to a newsletter every month plus a direct mail piece. And if you aren't using direct mail, if you aren't putting stuff in the post and when you're trying to sell people into events, into masterminds, you are missing out. I get so many people who send me, hi, Margot, fellow Canadian. I get so many people who send me Instagram story messages, emails, who say, Craig, thank you for sending a print newsletter. Nobody does this anymore. And even the ones that I pay a lot of money for, yours is more valuable than it. And the thing is, just a little side thing here, is I don't just send that print newsletter out and not use that content anywhere else. I use that content in paid newsletters. I use that content in articles on my website, and YouTube videos, and Instagram stories. I use every part of the pig, as I like to say. So I grew up on a farm, and so we didn't have pigs, but we had cows. I do have the retreat, Holly, in November 8th and 9th is my big event. It's like the zone event. So hi, Christine. And so November 8th and 9th in San Diego, 2018, we're going to have 300 to 350 people there this year. Shanda is speaking. And that is going to be awesome. So to get the print newsletter, what you'll need to do is send an email to support@earlytorise.com. And we have a special offer on it that we'll give to everybody here. And just send an email to support@earlytorise.com and we'll get that out to you. So where was I? Yes, if you're not using print mail, if you're not sending stuff and you're selling like high ticket events, you're really missing out. You know, postcards are a great way to start. I send a 4-page self-mailer newsletter is something like this. Imagine these two pieces of paper folded over. You can get that out the door in America to somebody for about $1.50. And I send out about 1,000 a month, and every single one of those that I send out, so I spend about 1,000 a month and I make 5,000 from it. So it's pretty awesome. So print newsletters are great. So all the way back to what I was talking about, sometimes I get a little sidetracked because I have so much stuff to share. I got about 10 minutes left here. So outcome goal at the top here, and then the process goals, the things that you control go in here. And then now we have a big picture plan. Okay, so when I coach people, we start up with the vision and values, 1-year plan, 90-day plan. Now we break it down to a 30-day plan and even 24-hour to do. So we go back to the worksheet, and you can see that I have even listed at the top here what I'm going to do in 24 hours, what I'm going to do in 72 hours, what I'm going to do in 7 days, what I'm going to do in 14 days, 21 days, and 30 days. And so if you break down your goals like that, if you break them down so clearly that you know exactly what you're going to be doing every week for your summits, for filling your live events, it's going to be a game changer. It's going to be a game changer, just like, you know, if your kid is on a sports team and they give you the schedule. Well, if you didn't have that schedule, imagine how hectic your life would be, right? Like you'd be waking up on Sunday morning. Do we have soccer this week? Do we have baseball this week? But they give you the schedule in advance. Now, sure, they throw in some extra tournaments and stuff, but they give you the schedule in advance. Every Tuesday and Thursday night, we have practice at 6:30, and every Saturday we have a game at 10 in the morning. Boom, done. Awesome, great. So now you can fill in the gaps. And so that's what we do with the planning and the scheduling here. So I don't know how I will get those 2 sheets to you, but I will, whether it's an email from Kelly or whether it's posting on Facebook. I actually surprisingly barely know how to use the internet, even though I've been using it for 20 years. So bear with me, but we'll get that information, and it's pretty cool, pretty helpful, because it'll help you plan that out. So bottom line, we're going to go back to the 3 things that is the foundation of coaching. 1, clarity of path. Clarity of path. You want to get to your dream destination in life. You want to have a straight line to success. And that's what you get in every single program that Shanda has. It just shows you, do this, do this, do this. But you have to then take that clarity of path and get direction of action, which means making sure that you're moving in the right direction instead of getting really good at things that are not productive. All right, so don't get overly productive at things that are not actually productive in your life. So we give you direction of action, which is that 90-day planner. And then finally, you get accountability, the secret ingredient to success. And you make sure that you're accountable to somebody that you deeply do not want to disappoint. Because I've changed my life doing that. I used to be low energy. I used to be a bunch of terrible things. And I had friends like Barbados, who I know has been on here multiple times. Joel Marion, who if you don't study Joel Marion's email copywriting, oh my goodness, you're missing out. Go to transformationinsider.com. He is the world's best email copywriter, absolutely. And he's very faith-based, very strong faith, if that's what you're into. So you'll really like his messages. But it's also about fitness and health. So he's a big brother to me. Barbados is a big brother to me. And those guys saw my potential in life. They set a higher bar for me. And then they made me play up to that level. And I was accountable to them. And I did not want to disappoint them because they were my brothers. They were my big brothers in life, because I definitely never really had a big brother. I have a big sister, but I'm not accountable to her. And so I wish I had a big brother that I looked up to. And those guys were my big brother. I was accountable to them. I would never disappoint them. And they held me to a higher standard, and they made me change my life in many ways. They maybe become better at selling, at presentations, everything. So that is the key. So Lisa asked a question. It's a great question. Why are we so good at being accountable to others and not ourselves? It makes me insane that I'll do something so as not to disappoint my accountability partner, yet will bail on myself. It's not just you, Lisa, it's all of us. And so when I talk about having an accountability partner that you deeply do not want to disappoint, I've had coaches that I didn't care if I disappointed. And that when you notice that difference, it's huge. And so there are very few people that can be fully accountable to just themselves. And it's because we need that mentor, that guide in life. Just, it's been that way since the beginning of time. We've always needed a guide, a mentor, to help us through life. And it's not a surprise that you see it in your favorite movies and in your myths and Star Wars, all that stuff. Luke didn't do it all on his own. He needed Yoda. He needed accountability to other people. But that's a great thing. That's not a weakness. It's a strength. And so when you care about your clients, when you care about your coach, it lifts you up to a higher level because humans take the path of least resistance. And I like to use this analogy that if you ever go to a big box gym and you go into the gym, where are most of the people? They're on elliptical machines. Do you know what the most useless piece of equipment in a gym is? The elliptical machine. And so even if you gave people a choice between an elliptical machine and a treadmill, they're always going to take the elliptical machine because it is the path of least resistance. And so that's the same thing that we do in our own lives. We take the path of least resistance, and if we're just accountable to ourselves. Hey, listen, whether it's accountability on business or accountability about not eating those cookies in the cupboard, we'll always find part of our brain is always going to find an excuse to let us off the hook. So that's why we need that outside accountability. So Lisa, it's a great question. That's why it works. And we shouldn't fight it. We should just harness the power of it so that hopefully that was helpful to you. And you will use that. You will use the power of accountability, not just for yourself and your own progress in life, but for what you can do for other people. What you can do for other people, because you can be accountable to somebody that you've never met, right? You can be accountable to somebody you've never met. I'm sure some of you are fans of Joel Osteen, Stephen Furtick, that guy in New York, I forget what his name is, Hillsong guy, Carl Lentz. I'm sure some of you watch those guys and you're super accountable to his message, even though you have never met him, may never meet him, may never have communication with him. And yet you have a virtual mentor through him. So yes, that is accountability. And so when I couldn't afford coaching back in the day, I was accountable to people that I was reading. I was reading books by my mentor, my soon-to-be mentor, Michael Masterson, and I was accountable to him, even though I had never met him, but I was reading his books. I was accountable to Dan Kennedy. And so you can get accountability even if you don't meet people, and that's the power of it. So you can see, I can talk. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I have to run to a mastermind. I'm coaching here today in New York City. It's absolutely a gorgeous day here. It's a fantastic city. I forget, a couple of people mentioned they're here in New York City or on Long Island. Man, it is just, I love it. I love the energy here. And but I also love the energy of California. So I'm going to be out there next week doing my mastermind in Laguna Beach. I'm going to be doing some workshops in Orange County. And I'm going to be in November, I'm going to be down in San Diego doing my annual event, the Perfect Life Retreat. So a couple of things you need to get: Perfect Day Formula. And then I am going to give you some awesome gifts here. That's upside down. Going to give you that. And then I have some other stuff at craigballantyne.com/free gift. So craigballantyne.com/free gift, plus those things on the way to you. I love you guys. I wish Shanda went to Barbados more often. Maybe we should just make her even more successful so she takes even more vacations and lets Craig come on for Carton of Water with Craig, which is slightly different than Coffee with Shanda. So you have a great day, Margot. You have a great day, Christina, Stacy, Jennifer Schultz, Suzanne. You all have an amazing day wherever you are. Laguna Beach, my event is at the Surf and Sand. Yeah, so it's like my high-end mastermind level. But we let people sit in, so you can send me a message. If you guys want to get a hold of me on Instagram, it's real Craig Ballantyne, or you can send me an email at craig@godfather.com. And yes, that is my real email address. All right, so bye, everybody. You have an amazing day. Love you guys.